Does it work now? So I'm on the floor. I'm going to pin. Ay. Slim, you're always the first one out the gate. Excellent. Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull up the questions. Oh. Am I just not doing this right? Okay.
Hey, Queen.
Hi.
What's
You guys are
going on?
getting all the rollers. You're getting the Ghetto Fabulous
It's all
today.
good. It's all good. I'm in here with a skelly on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up,
Had it,
player?
had it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you're nice and good. Can you hear me good?
Yes.
Awesome.
What's going on, people?
What's up,
All
player?
right, guys.
I'm
Who
all right,
joined from
player.
Three Guys and a Girl?
That may be me.
That's
Honestly, I got like
dope. That's dope.
I got like 3 profiles on this bitch, so
Very good. Where's Mr. L? This guy. Always late.
always.
I like the Santa hat.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Hey,
you.
hey.
Val, I'm trying to understand, right? You're no matter how many times you take a picture, my guy,
He
you
looks
look
pissed
like
off.
you're vexed all the time.
Yeah,
Like
he looks
even when
mad.
you smile, you look like you're vexed.
Yeah,
Like you look like
word.
you're in a fight with somebody. And you're wrapped up to your neck, Kana. What's going on? You could show like a little bit of neck. Like what happened?
See, that's why I said in the chat, I was telling Slim, I was like, I
You're-
don't think I'm photogenic. Like, I have
this
a
is
rustic bitch
Val's
face.
sweater like this.
No, I'm a turtleneck rocking nigga. I can dig it. I'm
Oh
not
my
photogenic
goodness
neither. That's why
me.
I sent you like 9 pictures. I had to.
Listen, Val sent a whole bunch of pictures, and I was like, Val, can I get a smile? Just one. Like just and that's the smiling picture. Val's sweater wrapped up like so.
Know what it is? It pushed his fucking cheeks up. It forced him to smile.
There you go. There you go. Slim for the win. Slim for the win.
Where the fuck is L
Oh
at,
my
man?
goodness me.
I just
So
saw him post something. I don't know.
we might have to get started without Mr. L. I don't know. I haven't heard from him, so I'm not sure what's happened. But hello
Nah,
to
he.
everyone who has joined the live. I'm not sure what's happening with him this evening. So I am in Virginia now. I
I
think
know
the
you
last time
came
we
past
talked,
Jersey.
I passed by. You know what's so funny? I drove past yours and I was like, should I stop?
Yeah, I was thinking that we could have met at a rest stop real quick. I would have did it for you, AJ. I swear to
Oh, that's
God, I would have.
dope.
I would have never made it to my destination because we'd still be there talking, and then there'd be no live.
Listen, all good. It's all good. I was telling L, I was like, yo, man, I'm tempted, yo. I should just swing. I should drive to Virginia just to go see AJ. I ain't got shit to do this weekend.
I'm here. I'm here for a couple of weeks, so let me know.
I'm down. Listen, I ain't got shit to do. Don't tempt me. Just to be my queen's present.
Hey.
But how are you guys doing? How is everything since the last time I spoke with y'all, saw you all? I know we talk like regularly outside of here, but from the last time everybody saw us, are we making it to Texas? Texas is on the roster. Texas is in the 2022. We're
L
coming
was
to
in the
Texas.
building.
I don't know when, but we're coming to Texas.
Yeah,
Texas,
we
oh,
got.
there he is. Hold on. Uh, okay. Now the gang's all here. Okay.
I can't with her. Oh, Lord.
Hey, Miss Minnie, stop flirting. Stop flirting with Val. A Dave royalty might get upset.
They're
Mm-hmm.
winning the same. They're winning the same.
No, I know. You just ruined it. Seriously?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't know that you knew.
Come on, Val. Could you try to play along, please? Like for real?
Yeah, play it. Her
Yeah.
face is right there.
You're only one. You can't be flirting with me like that. I'm sorry.
The
You know, I'm taking. I'm taking.
Santa pimp. We got Santa 1 and Santa 2.
Hey, Royalty,
Hey.
I ain't gonna lie. I was on your website today because I'm thinking about buying that 5-piece pajama set I seen.
Hey.
Just up there for the
Hey.
45 for a little lady. So
Hey.
you know what I
Oh,
mean.
which lady? For who?
For a close and personal friend.
Friend?
Yeah.
Nah. If you
What?
wait, if it's a
Hold on.
5-piece set, I don't know if you buying that for a up close and personal friend. Type of
Okay, can
close
you
and
please
personal
tell him
friend.
a 5-piece set means that it's more than a personal friend. Like 5-piece set is like your
I'm
girl, like your woman.
I'm not
Well,
I'm not
it was affordable. Why not? I mean,
you buying something like
Christmas.
that you can't see her in?
oh, oh my God, Mr. L, Mr. L.
What? Why do I feel like Mr. L's always sipping on moonshine when I see the jar, the mason jar? I
It's
always think
water.
there's
It
moonshine in
probably
the
is.
mason jar.
He got a
Nah,
moonshine connect.
not
I
yet.
found that out last week.
I do.
So I was saying earlier, you guys are getting the rollers and you're getting the tie head because I was gonna try to look a little bit fancy, but yeah, no. After the drive to Virginia, I'm just tired. So you're getting the ghetto fabulous me.
How long you gonna be in Virginia?
Right? Let's
Couple
link.
weeks.
I'm saying let's link
Couple
the
weeks?
weekend,
Okay.
God. It's my birthday.
I
Drive
might
up.
be in North Carolina on business.
Whoa. You got an appointment set up down here?
So let's get started.
Yeah.
We'll discuss this after when we get off the live. Okay, we go.
Well,
Hold
can we
on.
talk? Like we have our group. Can we talk? Like why are we exposing business on, the people's
Yeah, I
good
can dig it.
internet?
Yeah, I
In
can dig it.
fairness, take it there. I just asked how long you're gonna be in Virginia. You
Oh, I will be here about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
okay? We'll talk. We'll talk.
Okay, so let's do our intros. Thank you, Minnie. Gentlemen, let everybody know who you are. Let's get the festivity started. Val, where's your hat? This is my hat, so I can't put a hat on top of the hat.
The hat's too small, I gotta sit on my head. I only took, I had to take the pictures,
Val said he's not about to be the Black Kris Kringle tonight.
I,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want
we
a
have
headache
to,
tonight.
okay, so the next live that we're going to do is right before Christmas. No, after Christmas,
New
right
Year's.
before New Year. So I feel like we should do like a theme or something. We can talk about that after, but I feel like we should do like a theme night or something festive and fun.
I'm with
Sounds
it.
like a plan.
I will be in Vegas that Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be in
Some
Vegas
money.
that Wednesday.
Mm.
I'm gonna try, man. I'm
go.
gonna throw up a
I
couple
miss
black
you,
girl
Nick.
tables.
Nick, I am mobile now. I will be coming to Philly soon. Just now.
Yeah, I'm
Just
just saying.
now.
If you drive
She
through Jersey to get to Philly, I'm gonna be highly fucking upset. I'm gonna leave it at that.
she might have
All right?
some
I'm gonna let the
business to attend to, Slim. You never know.
I'm not business.
That sounded so threatening. Like, oh
I'm a
my
different
God.
type of business. But
Not
I'm
that type
business.
of business.
Nah, I'm not that type of business. I'm a
Not
business
that type
guy.
of business.
No, like a different kind of business.
I could dig it. Let's get
Okay,
these
are you in
intros
Orange?
going.
Where in New Jersey are you?
I'm like, I can be wherever you need me to be. Don't worry about it. I'm all over the
Hey.
state. Believe me. I
You
promise
feel me? I ain't want you to put your business out there where you're gonna be in North Carolina, but
I
if you
know.
in North
Okay, yeah,
Carolina, I
right.
can
So if
make it to
somebody's
you. It
driving
don't
from
matter.
Canada to
Yeah,
see you, you'll make
maybe.
accommodations for them. I get it. That's very sweet. Okay, we're wasting time.
Nick said, "Mind your business."
Wait,
Slim.
mind
I
your
Mind your
business.
see. I
Slim,
see.
get the
I
five.
just saw that.
Who-
I just saw that. I don't
But
know
I
where their
think
aggression is coming from.
I know.
Uh-oh.
I don't know where the aggression
She
is
said,
coming
"What?"
from.
She
Just
said, "What you
started.
gonna do about it?" She said, "What you gonna do about it?"
What you gonna do about it?
Listen, man. I'm gonna drink this beer. That's what I'm gonna do.
Good answer. Good
That's the
answer.
safe. That's the safe answer. That's the very,
Exactly.
very safe answer.
I'm disappointed in you,
Gentlemen,
Slim.
let everybody know who you are, what you do, where they can find you, and let's get this
Oh,
party started.
okay. I'm Slim Stay Scheming. I'm the genuine savage. I'm representing 973 Vibes, found on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Spotify, Audible, fucking everything. Also represent For Platonic with my man L beneath me. Go check us out, go follow us, and see what we about. We gotta keep it short.
No worries. Thank you, thank you, thank
All right.
you.
What's going on, everybody? Again, this is Val, dating_Gen YZ, dating for millennials and Gen Z. What I aim to do is to help you guys cultivate the healthy dating and relationship lives that you all deserve. Keep it short and simple so we can get this live going.
Okay. And Mr. L, last but not least.
I'm back, guys. I think, yeah.
That is so true. That is so true. Almost
If
forgot.
you all if you all follow me on Instagram, you know, I had to
When
take
you know, you
a
know.
2-day hiatus, you know. But I
I'm
think it's
still
safe to
blocked
say
on
that
the
I'm
other
back.
page, so don't feel bad.
You still blocked from like going Instagram live, or
Yeah, so on my Badass Jones page, they still
hmm,
haven't freed me from jail.
they haven't freed me either yet. But I was talking about the situation from Monday.
Oh,
So I'm back. You know, the podcast and the page should be back. You know, I handle things
the
as
most
Mr.
fast
L
ass
does.
kids.
Mm. Mm.
We'll leave that alone.
Mm. Um, go ahead.
Just know I'm the
Are you
host of the
okay? You
Anonymous
look
L
stressed.
podcast.
No, you're good.
I'm Mr. L, the host from the Anonymous L podcast, where we talk about sex, kinks, life, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Also a member of Fort Platonic, where we are building a kink community, especially catered to the Black people, not just in our states or in our Instagrams, but we wanted this thing spread across everywhere worldwide. Um, I am the compassionate Dom, sensual say this Southern gem with a sprinkle of filth, Mr. L.
Can I tell you something, Mr. L, real quick?
Sure.
Somebody told me that I have compassionate Dom tendencies.
Oh,
Ooh.
Welcome to the club.
Word. I felt honored. I was like,
Welcome to
word.
the club, brother. Hey, listen, a lot of people didn't know that that existed.
I didn't. I didn't. I mean, I hear you say it, but to think, to believe I could become it, you know, or
who
I
who who told you that you have compassionate dom tendencies?
can we talk after this podcast?
If you're
You
not
don't want me
telling
to
us
slaughter
about
your
your
business on the
appointments,
live?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Al.
I said, if AJ not trying to tell us about this appointment she got set up in North
Word.
Carolina, you know.
Okay, so I'm AJ, host of the Poom Poom Chronicles. Y'all know who I am and all that good jails. Um, so today we're going to be having a discussion about men who date toxic women. So a while back, we had a question that was submitted by one of our followers, Katie McLean. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I feel like it's a discussion that we don't have enough. Like we always talk about the red flags that men present when women are dating, but we never really talk about the red flags and the things that men put up with or the expectations that men are supposed to, the things that men are supposed to put up with because they're men, and the things that they are supposed to accept because we're women, which is bullshit. So we're going to talk about men that are in toxic relationships, the red flags, the warning signs. We'll also touch individually for each of you what your particular red flags and warning signs are. We'll get to that towards the end. But to kick it off, the first question that's submitted is, from your perspectives, what are the definite signs of a toxic and abusive relationships on the receiving end as men? Things that you put up with that you know are toxic traits in your partner, and how to recognize that you're in an unhealthy relationship.
Well,
Who wants to go first? Do you want me to repeat the question?
well, we're through men, so you're gonna have to repeat that question, definitely.
Okay. So Slim, let's go with you since you started. Okay. What for you identifies as a toxic relationship with a woman? And do you think that men can be in toxic relationships with women, or do you think that women are just naturally bratty and it should just be their behavior should just be accepted?
Okay, so I definitely do not believe that because at the end of the day, I believe we're all humans, and there's always a base level of mutual respect that should be established or given back and forth for exchange. Um, I do believe women can be toxic, just like the man can be toxic. I mean, it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. I mean, none of these qualities are good. I'm just saying we can both have toxic qualities. One thing for me, I wasn't always. It's hard to see toxic qualities in somebody who you care about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel because you know, you want to believe that they love you the same way and they wouldn't, you know, do certain things to hurt you. Um,
I think that in time, it becomes toxic because you start to realize, all right, that's not changing, especially if it's addressed and it's still habitual or it's not, ain't going nowhere. I think, you know, I think,
Okay, so let
mm,
me ask you a question.
the,
So, some of the comments in terms of what toxic behaviors are: extreme jealousy, if a woman hits you, mental abuse. So let's take extreme jealousy as the first one.
yeah.
Do you think that when a woman flies off the handle because she sees you look at another woman, that that's just her way of showing how much she cares about you or how much she's into you? Like, do you consider that to be toxic behavior, or do you brush it off as, oh, she's just, she's just feels something? You know what I mean? Like, do you
I,
just
I,
kind
I,
of
I
sweep
feel
it
what you're
under the
saying. I
rug?
feel what you're saying. No, in the beginning, I do. In the beginning, I feel like, I may take it as a testament of her love for me. But if I see it's habitual or it's over the top, like I said, because I'm going to give somebody a warning shot, you know what I mean? But if it's over the top or I believe it's habitual, that's a different story. You feel me? Like that could speak to your insecurity. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's something meaningless. What's up? What's up, AJ? What's up?
So what if in the okay, so we all have that the honeymoon phase when we're dating, right?
Hmm.
Where there's a
Hmm.
lot of
Yeah.
things that you put up with that later on you're like, maybe that wasn't so cool. So what
Yeah.
if in the honeymoon phase she's like super excitable, super jealous, doesn't want you talking to no girls. Every time you talk to somebody, she wants to know who you're talking to. You take that as she's really into you. At
Hmm.
what point at what point does it become unacceptable when you've already accepted it? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
For me specifically, the slim is unacceptable after I've repeated I don't like to repeat myself. I've said that 1,000 fucking times already because I speak perfect English and I know how to articulate myself. So, and I mean what I say what I mean. I speak from sincerity,
Okay.
out of sincerity. You know what I mean? So, if I once again, if I say it, I'm not going to start yelling. You know what I mean? We've established with the last one that y'all saw for a brief moment. I'm not going to yell, B. If I say it and I state it, I mean that shit. And if you continue with that behavior without checking it, or at least being conscientious of it, you know what I mean? You may fly off the handle, but reel yourself back in. You feel what I'm saying? I gotta
Okay.
reel myself back in with my tone. Sometimes my tone could be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And it's not, I don't mean to. It's just could be fucked up. But I'm conscientious of it because I've had enough women in my past tell me, check your tone. So
Right.
I reel myself back in. If I have to continue to tell you to reel yourself back in, or you refuse to reel yourself back in, then for me, that you know what I mean, I'm just gonna step the fuck away. That's it. You know what I mean? But you're right. In the beginning, in that infatuation stage, you do, for me at least, I do take it as, oh shit, she really liked me. She don't want me fucking with somebody. But, you know, I told y'all, I told everybody before, when I like you, I like the fuck out you. I like you a lot. So there ain't gonna be no questions. You ain't got a question about me and that other bitch over there. You know what I'm saying? And the fact
Okay.
that you do question that, for me, that's kind of like a red flag. Cause it's like, damn, what am I not showing you? Or what would you do in this situation that you walking around on eggshells, all fucking scary Nick McNary and shit? That's how I would perceive it because, I'm gonna sweat you. I sweat if you're my girl, I'm gonna sweat the fuck out you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
and
Val, your face, love
yeah,
it.
but
All the expressions. Do you think that behavior should be curtailed at the very beginning, or do you give the person a certain measure of grace because you're in the honeymoon phase and still getting to know the person? Is there ever a point in time where that particular type of behavior, that extreme type of jealousy, is there ever a point in time where that's acceptable or should be given a grace of measure because you're still getting to know the person?
I don't think extreme jealousy should be given grace at all. I think that a level of jealousy, like maybe a light or even moderate level of jealousy, I can understand that because I'm still learning where it's coming from. I'm still learning about how you act, things of that nature. So that I'll give grace. Um, Extreme jealousy, I want to nip it in the bud as soon as possible because it's unattractive to me. I don't like that. And I'll talk about it, like I'm not gonna fly off the handle the first time it happens. Like things take time, you know. But after we have that conversation, I'm just like, well, listen, I'm talking to you. It's you that I'm talking to. Is there something that I'm doing that you don't feel as if like I'm serious about this? You let me know. Talk to me about it. But to fly off the handle because I just said what's up to this girl that I knew like from years ago, and you just, who's this bitch? I'm not even gonna say anything to you in the street. I'm not.
Right.
I will leave you be because that's not my character. I'm not gonna say anything to you in the street at all. When we get back, or if we're going to separate places, we'll talk on the phone, and I'm just gonna let you know that's unattractive, and I don't want to talk to individuals that do that. If she accepts that and she understands that she needs to change that behavior or she needs help changing that behavior,
Right.
I am down for it. But if she shows me that she doesn't want to change, like this is how I am, the most toxic thing somebody can say, this is
This
how
is
I
just
am,
how I am.
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm out. I can't deal with it.
Okay. Mr. O, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree with both the fellas, but really with what Val was saying because it's like I can deal with moderate. There may be something in your past that triggers something, and maybe you're still in the process of healing. There's no end date when it comes to healing. Well, not an end date, but like nobody knows when that exact date is. So if there's something, I don't mind reassuring you. Hey babe, oh, this is just a friend. Oh, like, hey, Mr. L, who was that? Oh, just a friend back in the day, or this is my homegirl, such and such. I'll even go as far as to introduce you if you want me to. You get a feel
Right.
from there. But if you fly off the handles, like, yo, who the fuck is this, that, or the other? Why you say you cheating on me with her just because that?
Right?
Red
Okay.
red flag. I'm just gonna let that ride for right there for right now. But yeah, that's super red flag to me because why can't we have a conversation like civilized adults? If
Right.
you feel some type of way, come to me about it in the correct way. Because to me that's not like there's no there's no coming back. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not going to address it if that's the way that you are. I mean, I'll address it and tell you where you messed up at. But like, why would I want to continue to talk to you if this is how you're going to react if anytime there's a woman around or even a person for that matter, no matter, it could
Right.
be my cousin, it could be my pastor,
Mm-hmm.
it could be whoever, and you go off the rails like that. I'm sorry, I'm not going to want you around because it can get physically, well, it can get mentally and draining and emotionally draining to have to constantly tell you who this is or deal with that way that you're being, all because, like Val said, that's how you are.
Okay. So, for the three of you, thinking in your past, as the person that you are now, can you think that there's ever been a point in your life, in your dating history, where you've put up with toxic behavior that you definitely wouldn't put up with now? Well, Val, you're married, so I know that you guys have more sort of conversation and you work on things, but just sort of overall, can you think of in past when you're looking back that there was toxic behaviors that you put up with because maybe you didn't recognize it at the time, but now you know and you definitely say to yourself like, nah, I would never do that again.
So one for myself is a selfish woman, like too selfish to the point where it's just like me, 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 me. Don't even really care what
Yeah.
you have to say. You think this, that, or other. Like in the past, I thought like, oh no, this is just a phase type thing. Maybe once we get to a different
Right.
point or something like that, then I'll start getting incorporated and like, okay. Oh wait, why am I only the only one doing stuff for us or for you? But like you're not doing anything. As we talked before, I'm cool, every now and then if I got to give 60, 40, hell, 80 to your 20, because
Mhm.
we each have our days. But if I'm giving that 60, 40, 70, 30, whatever the percent more than you, more consistently than you trying to give something back, it's not going to work. And that's one thing that I really do now is just like, all right, I don't expect the same energy that I'm giving
Right.
all the time because we're two different people. But if you're not at least coming with something that is also fulfilling to me or pouring back into me or us, it's not happening. I'll dead it right then and there and move on about my business.
Okay. Val, Slim, can you think back to a time where you dated someone where now, as the person that you are, you recognize that your then person was dating someone who was toxic?
Definitely. For me, definitely. You know what I mean? Yeah, 100%. And it was like Mr. L said, it had to do with like just selfish, pure selfishness. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why I put it up I don't know why I put up with it for so long because I was able to articulate it early on. I think, oh man, we lost. It's all good. He'll be back. I think, it was a little bit of manipulation, honestly. To be honest
Oh,
with you, a very close and personal friend put me on a book that I just finished reading this week called "A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing" by George K. Simmons, and it's a fucking great book, and it talks about manipulation and specifically talks about something called a covert manipulator, and a covert manipulator is somebody who shows you what they need to see, what you need to see, and tell you what you need to hear, but the whole time they really have their own agenda. And I do recommend everybody read this fucking book because
that's
I wish I would have.
scary.
I wish I would have read it years ago. It is very scary because I feel like this guy was talking about my life. I recommend everybody go read it. Once again, it's called "The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing" by George K. Simmons. It's on Audible. But yeah, I think a little bit was manipulation. Well, a lot of it was manipulation for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think I cared about her more than she cared about me. And you know,
There we go.
when I was able to articulate that after a certain point, for some reason, I still had trouble disengaging from the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
So, honestly, I think it was because of my own personal trauma from childhood, maybe situations with my mother. I think it had something to do with just looking for love. You know what I mean? I was coming off from my baby mother after 8 years and dealing with that rejection to moving to this person. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't think I knew how to love myself truly like the way I know now. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And that's why with the most previous thing that you guys all were
Yes.
in the circle for, you know what I'm saying? I was able to eject from that, so hit the eject button or like the fucking fighter jets and get the fuck out of there real quick. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
like, I'm
Because
out.
yeah,
Parachute
but that's
on. I'm out.
exactly. But that's because I knew myself at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was before I read this fucking book, A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. So I wish you know what I mean. I just finished that this like last week. So you know, it is what it is. I don't. It's a L. Sorry, Mr. L, but it's a L I took. But it's also a lesson. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, B. But it'll never happen again.
Val, what about you? Can you think back to a time in your past where you dated someone with toxic behaviors, but you put up with it because you didn't know better now? And as the man that you are now, you know that you definitely would not have accepted that?
Trauma bonding, definitely.
110%. Oh God. Oh, that's so real. Trauma bonding is real.
Word.
Yes, trauma
Um,
bonding. That's very
Yes.
important.
hmm I was with someone. Oh, I mentioned it to you guys before, but everyone in the chat, I was in a relationship where I was cheated on prior. This was maybe like close to 10 years ago, something of that nature.
Right.
Now, after that, I found out that that was happening. I chose to stay. I chose to stay. I would never do it today. But
Right.
the reasoning why, and this is in hindsight now, the reasoning why I chose to stay was because I cared about this girl so much and I wanted her to build herself up because she had a whole bunch of potential. I'm going to get back to potential. She
Mm,
had so much potential to be something, to do something with her life. She was just lazy. And she hated me saying it to her, but when her mom said it to her, she just took it. So, you continue trying to help her build things of that nature. But then she told me, listen, I can do this on my own. I got this. If I need help, I'll hit you up. I said, okay, cool, fine. So, I left her alone for a bit. Plus, I needed my space after what happened.
yeah.
But then when we revisited everything, she didn't do anything, no movement at all. And I'm a big person on trust. You tell me that you're going to do something, I believe that you're going to do it. You know what I mean? And that's not what was happening. Um, I think I told you guys earlier too, but people that are new to the conversation, I had a conversation with her mom. I did not facilitate this conversation. Her mom facilitated this conversation with me, telling me that she's not doing anything, and she's continuing to see the person that she cheated on with me before. Which I'm just like, damn, like you're trying to build somebody up and all this stuff, whatever, and there's two timing you again and all that shit. If I was not married, I would never, ever, ever put myself in that situation again.
Okay. Yeah. So you had mentioned something about dating potential, and I think that that's something important that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
And just underscore Nay3 said, you know how many people fall in love with potential? It's
That's
like you want to
creepy.
see, you see that little seed of good in the person, and you want to try to nurture it out so you can be the one that is the savior. I think it's because we have innately, we want to try to save the person and make the person a better person for ourselves, but you can't save someone that doesn't want to be saved. Mr.
Yeah,
L,
this
you put
is
your
true.
hand up. Dating potential.
My bad. So first of all, my bad, guys. It actually kicked me out of the live. It was like Instagram was just like, "Oh, yo, this dude in here. I thought we blocked him from the live," and they kicked
Come
me out. So
quietly. You can't come and make a lot of ruckus. You got to come
I didn't
quietly.
though. You see that we started off normal, right? There was
I
You the
nobody.
know.
lightest
Our
nigga. You the lightest
conversation
nigga in the
started from
room,
things.
man.
You already know Instagram, they're assholes. So, like,
So Slim, I'm glad you brought that up. We're gonna go back to that dating potential because I don't want to lose that. But
yes.
Slim, I'm glad you brought that up because I always get got for, oh, we need better lighting from you. Why you in the dark? We want to see your face.
I'm just saying, you the lightest nigga in the room. They kicked you out.
Right? And have the darkest background. How's that happening, my guy?
Legit.
I was tired, boss. But dating potential. That's right. I used to be guilty of as well, and I put that blame on nobody but myself because I should have known better. And I shouldn't have gone based off of, all right, I'm seeing some good in a person. That they may be able to, all these things that I'm not really feeling between us, like that are going on, or things that they may do, may say, and I'm just like, that might be able to change later on down the line, or especially I can love them into this or doing this and doing that, where people are who they are, no matter what potential you see in them. Like, yeah, it's different from like, if I'm dating someone and I'm like, yo, I can see you potentially doing this and going on to be great, versus, hey, I'm dating you, but I could potentially see you like actually caring about me eventually.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
there's a difference there, and that was me that was me at a young age. Sometimes when they fell into the dating realm or serious relationship, sometimes, and we have to stop with the potential and accept people for who they are. And I know that because of potential, sometimes we are willing to take other people back. If something ends and we're just like, all right, well, that potential is kind of what is one, like, hey, I remember the good stuff, a little bit of the bad, but maybe they changed over time. There's a potentially, they changed over time. Let's try it again, and then you get back with them, and you find out like no, but then you
They
say, oh
still they
damn.
still ain't shit.
I'm not a double dipper, man. I'm not a double dipper.
Uh,
Never, ever.
I've
Never.
never, on guys, God is my witness. I've never double dipped in my life. Because that's how hard I come out the gate. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's how hard I try to come out the gate. That dog, I gave it all I got the first go round. I'm not in this shit for the week. I give it all I got the first go round. I'm not going to double dip. I do believe in potential. That's one thing. I'm sorry, friends, family, that we got a different one. I do believe in potential. However, Mr. L, you made a great point. It depends on the degree and which type of potential we're talking about. For you to potentially change your character, that ain't gonna happen. We is who the
Right.
fuck we is, and we all at a certain age in our life. We ain't putting our shit out there, but we all old enough where motherfuckers is who they is. Okay, like I said,
mhm.
the most we could be is conscientious of some shit. I could be conscientious. My tone is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I can be conscientious of my tone. But that's really about it. It ain't gonna change. I just have to keep it in check. You feel what I'm saying? As far as
Mhm.
potential as somebody being great, though, I do believe in that potential. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the potential
Absolutely.
to do great things. You know what I'm saying? Or us
But it doesn't
together
mean
have
that you're
potential,
gonna be great for me.
but it doesn't mean you're going to be great for
True.
me. You're right.
And I
So
made
it
a post
all,
about that. Just because somebody's a great person doesn't
yeah,
make them great for you. And
yeah.
that's one of the things I think people collectively have difficulty accepting that because you see how amazing the person is and you're trying to make that square peg fit into a round hole and it just
Mhm.
doesn't fit. No matter how you twist it, turn it, bang it, bend it, it's not going in.
Yeah.
See,
That's
and
why
oh,
sometimes you got to get, I'm sorry, but sometimes you got to get to a point and realize what you're going to accept or not going to accept. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Hmm.
my dumb ass, that's my point. I was so fucked up mentally in my last and
Don't be
psychologically
so
like
hard on
abused.
yourself, brother.
No, I was.
Yeah. Don't beat
Let's call
yourself
it,
up.
it is what it is. It is. I got to learn from it. I was so fucked up in my last relationship that I actually verbally said to myself, like, well, this is just who she is. I'm just going to have to, learn to love her, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how fucking retarded I was, be like, on some G shit. But you know, but at the end of the day, I wasn't happy. I'm much more liberated now and free now. Like this new Slim is fucking the shit. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that, bro. Don't be so hard on yourself. I missed the outside it, man. Don't be so hard on yourself, man. I was quickly going to say about potential. The thing, okay, we're falling in love with potential, but potential has not manifested yet, you know? And it's like, I'm saying, yet,
Otherwise, it wouldn't be potential.
but it's not, you know? Like, it's not there. You're falling in love with something that's technically, it's not there. It's not alive. You know, you're forgetting to love the actual person that's in front of you, to learn about the
Right.
person that's actually in front of you. You want them to be this exact person. Because somebody in the comments said that they feel like we're talking about them.
Yeah,
The gaudy
she feels
brat.
like we're dragging her.
Yeah.
No.
And it's like don't be so hard on yourself either. We're not dragging you. These are things that we're just trying to illuminate, bring to
Yes.
the forefront so you don't fall in those traps like, oh, potential, oh my God, he's right there, I gotta help him get there, or he's gonna get there, or whatever, you know. But you gotta set yourself up for that potential failure because some people honestly will not reach it. Honestly. I
Yes.
ain't saying it, but some people will not reach it. You do have those individuals that do need that small push and then they will skyrocket. You know,
Yeah.
you got to take your time to get to know that actual person so you can see who that individual could be.
But they gotta want it, and you're right.
They gotta want it.
Yes.
They gotta
They
want
have
it.
to want it.
I think with the right level of support and I'm gonna say nurturing for lack of a better word, even though that's not the right word I'm trying to use, but you know what I'm trying to say. The right amount of care and just guidance.
But how long do you care and how long do you guide before you say to yourself, I need to stop?
That's why you need to do it. That's why I believe you need to do it within segments and do it, observe. Do it and observe it because you need to observe if they're implementing the change that you're trying to see. Do you understand my point? You have to wait to see a little. It's almost like trial and error, a little bit of practical. You know what I'm saying? You have to throw it out there, throw it against the wall, see if this shit stick. Okay, I'm starting to see some behavior changes.
Right.
You know, starting to see consistent behavior changes because some people will fucking, you know, sprinkle some salt on some shit. You know what I mean? Some raw meat and be like, oh yeah, it's cooked. No, it ain't, motherfucker. You just seasoned it real good. You understand what I'm saying? So,
Val, your face looks like you almost disagree. I could be wrong.
So what Mr. Slim said?
Yeah.
Mr. Slim, I
No.
love it. What the fuck?
I know, right? How dare you call him that?
We switched it
What
up
the
there? Like
fuck?
we did a merging?
I
What's going on?
No, I definitely agree with what Slim said, honestly. But to answer your question, AJ, which is kind of in combination with what Slim said, I
Yes.
don't necessarily think that there should be like a time limit kind of thing. But like Slim said, like if you see gradual improvements, things of that nature, I think that's straight because somebody can't do whatever cold turkey. You know, it takes time. But another thing that I was going to say too, sometimes the way that we're trying to teach somebody, they don't learn that way. So we have to try different things to see what fits them in order to get to where they want to get to. Because I could be saying something and it sounds great, but to the next person, they're just like, what? What was that? Can you say that again? Say it in another way. And granted, I know Slim does not like to repeat himself, you know. And technically, I don't really like repeating myself either. But if they truly show me like what you just said is almost Chinese to me, I need it said to me in a different way. I have
Right.
to abide by that, and I have to say it a different way.
I agree with that. But can I let you know one of my pet peeves though? My
What's up?
pet peeves is if I say something to my significant other and it doesn't land, or let's say I've been saying something for years and the shit don't land, but the minute it comes from somebody else, all of a sudden it lands. That shit makes me fucking go insane because then I start to
Val fall out
question
of the chair.
facts, big. Because then I start to question my
Facts.
value. Like, dog, are you not? I said this. I've been
So
saying that shit for years. Like, is it not value? My word, piece of shit. Like,
Well, let Mr. L weigh in.
I'm going to you have the right to feel, you know, how you feel, want to feel. I get it. Sometimes I will get frustrated with that as well.
did she just feed you?
What's going on?
Did she
And
just
the
feed you?
forehead
Aw,
kissing.
you guys.
Oh my god!
Hi,
Yo,
hi.
wait,
Cut it out.
that
No
was some
romantic
shit.
things thrown here,
He
please.
looked up. He said,
Yo, you caught that, right?
I thought I was off camera. I didn't want to interrupt the
Nah.
conversation.
"Sir, you was all in there. I don't know what she made, but it's hitting. Apparently,
Yo,
it
word.
is
Right?
hitting."
Let me tell you something, yo. I aspire to get to that level, bro.
You feel me?
I
You feel
apologize.
me?
I apologize.
But to everybody's entitled to feel, and I, like I said, for myself, I get that way sometimes as well. Like one thing that I do, I coach. You know, I work with kids a lot, and so in that, I've realized that no matter how much you try and get them to understand to do this one thing or do that, and then somebody else may just be able to explain it to them better. Because to me, and it doesn't put any value on like who you are. It doesn't put any value on myself as a coach, just because like, oh man, what you mean? I've been telling you this for the past like I'll get frustrated with a little bit, like, man, I've been telling you this. But the goal is for them to go out and execute and do what it is I've been trying to teach them. And so if somebody else is able to come in and do that, then I'm cool with that. So like my question, I guess, with Val and Slim, 'cause I think both of y'all said that y'all get irritated. Maybe you too, AJ. So for y'all, like, is there a difference then if a counselor comes in and tells you that, or somebody like Val comes in and tells your partner this, that you've been trying to communicate to them for however
Yes.
long? Do you still get frustrated
No.
because they said it? Is it only because they have the title, or is it?
For
Good
It
me,
would
question, though.
it would
for,
bother me. Like it would upset me that someone else communicated the same message maybe in a slightly different way,
Mm-hmm.
especially if I've tried to communicate it to them, and I've even asked them like what will help it stick? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what do you need from me to help it stick? And I've tried several different ways, and then somebody, you know what? Maybe it is ego. You know, Miller's underscore Moon said, yeah, part of it is ego, because I feel like if I've been working with you and I'm the one who's been, supporting your potential and helping your potential along, and it's just not taking for whatever reason, then Slim comes along and Slim says, yo, my guy, XYZ, but Slim says it in a different kind of way. And my person's like, oh yeah, like I get it. And then the change happens that way. That's gonna bother me.
yeah.
As some of it is ego, but then I want to know, like, what is it? Is it me as a person because I'm telling you that it's not working? Do you know what I mean? Because I sometimes feel like there's a resistance to the person who's telling you, because you
Mm-hmm.
feel like they're nagging you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like they're trying to hold something over you, and so
Right.
maybe it's not sticking for that reason. So because
Gotcha.
Slim is
Mm-hmm.
not a threat and you're not in a personal relationship with him, your ears are unlocked and you hear the message better. When it's me that's saying it to you, you feel like I'm nagging you, even though I've said it to you like once.
And that's a red flag. That's a red
Yeah,
flag to me. That in itself is a red flag, because
So.
why am I
Mm-hmm.
nagging? Why do you get that nagging feeling when I'm trying to express something to you?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
that. And
So
how do
with
we go
that,
forward? How do we progress?
with that, you should catch on to that then. Like early on, I would expect like that every time I try and bring something to them and I'm talking to them about it and trying to get
Yes.
them to understand, then that I get it, because now if you're like just completely shutting me out when I'm trying to explain it to you, different story. But if I see that happening, that's when I'm trying to bring in a third
And
party
I've been
to
in a
help, you
situation
know.
like that where I would say something to the person and then hear their friend tell them the same thing, but they listen to the
Mm.
friend. I'm like, but I just said that to you and you didn't hear. Oh, well, and then there's some kind of like bullshit reason. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay.
I get it. Like I said, I'm the same way sometimes. I'm just curious on
Hi, hi,
the
hi.
thought.
Romance in the corner down at the bottom. Bego, no stop, please. Yeah,
Can
yeah, you're
you
looking around. I'm talking to
feel
you.
the love tonight?
Go ahead, Mister.
They're acting like they don't see
The
each other
peace
every
the
day. Now they want to be romantic and make
evening
everybody jealous. Like, really?
brings.
Yeah, right. I mean, my birthday coming up, guys. Come on, man.
Um,
I,
what's up, Val? Go ahead.
oh, okay. I was gonna say really quick. So, wife even said it. She admitted it. Okay, this still happens to us today. So we had a situation where I had said something to her. Okay, now, and understanding how our dynamic are, we're opposites. Like she's a Gemini, I'm a Sag. So I know sometimes when I say something, it's Chinese and vice versa. So I
Yes.
was saying this one thing to her like this whole entire time. And granted, she is older than me. I don't know if this is part of it. I'm pretty sure it's not part of it. But I had said something. Then her aunt would say the same exact thing.
And she
And I'm
listened to
just
her
like,
aunt.
she listened to the aunt. And I'm just like, okay, I'm happy that you listened. But my thing is, I had said this to you like months ago, but now you're doing it because your aunt said it. Why is that? You know, like we're in a space where we can have those conversations, and it's not like rah rah, we're fighting or anything of that nature. Like I live for those types of conversations because that's how you learn.
Right.
So, and she would tell me different things like, oh, well, she had said it like this. You know, maybe my tone was off. Maybe there was a couple of words that was missing, and I'm just like, okay, you know, at this point again, like this is somebody that I know is not going to lie to me, so I take it at
Right.
face value. You know, and I'm just like, okay, so how could I have said it that you would have received it? And not would have to, you know, do it with somebody else that's told you. And she would say, okay, boom, boom, boom. And I'd be like, okay, I understand that because that's you. Like you know how you're gonna receive things, you know how it's gonna make you move. So I implement that and moving forward, you know, hopefully it's different. So it's different. But like once in like a green moon, it happens. And I'm just like,
Okay, so
come
green.
on, man. So
I just had an
still
epiphany
happens.
though. I realized that I'm guilty of that.
Oh.
In the past, that happened to me, and it's something real minuscule and it's like stupid, but it at the root of it, it's the same shit. So like, I used to dress like a fucking construction worker, like a straight '90s drug dealer, baggy pants, never laced up my Timbs type nigga. Like I used to dress like crazy and shit. And like my baby mom used to be like, "You like a fucking construction worker and all this shit, right?" But in my mind, I used to be like, "What the fuck do you know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
got more experience than you, blah blah blah." And then later on, I got into another relationship, and I heard the same exact thing to the T. So I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm hearing it more than once. Maybe
So there's
there's some
some merit
truth.
to it.
Yeah, maybe there's some truth to it." So I will say, after my whole fucking spiel, that I was at least guilty of it. So, you know,
Do you guys think that there is a different societal expectation for men to put up with a certain level of abuse from women
I think
and
women
not
believe that.
retaliate?
I think women believe that. I think women really believe that. I think believe because they got a pussy that
Hold
you
on,
just
not
gotta
just
eat some
women,
shit.
like
But this is about
even men.
women. But this is
Like,
about
do you
men
think
and
like there are
individuals.
some men that be like, oh, that's just how women are? Like some of your homeboys would be like, oh, you know, she's just bugging. That's just how chicks are. Don't worry about that. But you know that it's toxic behavior. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
just on a whole, are men expected to put up with a certain level of abuse from women because men are expected to be the strong ones? They're expected to be the strong silent type. They're expected to just be, you know, just kind of tough it
So,
out.
so I will say, I think so. No, don't get me wrong. Each we're not asking like who puts up with it more or who's supposed to put
No.
up with it more. Look at just do men in general, right?
Just do men in general,
Yes,
is there an
absolutely.
overall like, you know how there's an expectation that, oh, men aren't
Hmm.
supposed to cry? We're trying to change that
Yes,
Yes.
narrative. But
yes,
is there an overall expectation
absolutely,
that men are just supposed to accept when a woman is cussing after him or throwing shit at him or hits him or whatever the abuses are? Is there just an overall expectation that men are supposed to put up with that kind of stuff?
absolutely. I do believe that there is, and I wasn't even thinking like to the point where like oh well, the woman put their hands on you. You're not supposed to do anything back. You're supposed to sit there and eat it or whatnot. Like, I'm not gonna swing back on you. I will restrain you because you're not just gonna hit me, or I will remove
Right.
myself.
Fuck
But
that.
and I tell people all the time because it's I have sisters, I have cousins, I have friends who are all women. I'm like, hey, no man should put their hand on you. If you put your
Yeah.
hands on him, you got to be prepared for whatever he does afterward. But what I was thinking of along the lines was that like when we talk about cheating and like women cheating, like women are slick with this shit. You're not just gonna find out about it. They're real subtle with it, and that's the same thing when it comes to red flags for women. Real
Yeah.
subtle with it. So I think a lot of things that are actually red flags and toxic and things of that nature when it comes to women, a lot of men just don't know that it is that because of that simple fact where we're expected to be able to put up with a lot of
Yes.
things, or that's your woman. You got to put up with it, deal with it, this, that, or the other. Like, nah, bro, that's not healthy. You know,
Right.
um, whether it is crossing a boundary, like, yes, you are your own person. But if there's something that, I'm like, hey, babe, I don't like this, that, or the other, and you just completely, if we, okay, yeah, but then you still continue to do it or something like that. It's not just a, okay, that's just how I am. It's like, all right, you're not considerate of my feelings. you know. So
So,
when they aren't considerate of your feelings, that's what I'm like, yo, that's toxic. That's really toxic. And I think that's one of the more common things that I see. And like, I'm not trying to take anything away from who the woman is or what she is, but there's something that I really feel uncomfortable about. And you say you love me, like if it's that strong that you feel like you still need to do it or say whatever it is, then we need to have a different conversation. Because if it's that strong that I feel about it, we just don't need to be together. Or if there's no type of compromise, so something like that, and then you're just like your feelings are invalid. Like, yes,
all right,
So
I gotta let this go.
what if I'm glad you guys recognize I have a question. What
hmm
if you're in a relationship with a woman who's like that, and she like throw stuff at you when she's pissed, or like smack you when she's pissed, let's say, but then her response to
it's
you when you
fine.
bring it to her attention is, oh, you're being a bitch. My last boyfriend, he was more manly than you. He didn't have no problem with that. I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, why? Oh,
You
are,
got
are
one
those the
time. You
red
got one
flags?
time to.
Let me
You
grab
got
that.
one
Let me grab
time to
that.
throw something at me or to
All
swing
right.
on me. You got one time. That's it. After that, no,
So, my
no, because I
hands.
don't trust you at all.
I was raised with three men in my house, like three boys. Like I got two. I got an older brother. All I got is brothers and one baby sister, 15 years younger than me. You know what I mean? And so we was raised. So I was raised growing up through adolescence to don't take shit from a woman. A woman will try to do little toxic things and blah blah, but you gotta don't be manipulated. Obviously, it didn't work, but hey, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta stand your ground. Blah blah blah. It wasn't until I left my house and I entered the real world where I realized that, oh shit, females got this expectation like I'm supposed to take some shit. I didn't
Yeah,
know that was a thing because I wasn't raised with that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that. I was raised that you a man and you gotta, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Respect women and blah, blah, blah. I will let everybody know that these hands is equal opportunity employers. So do not put your hands on me. Don't throw nothing at me. Don't touch me. Whatever you throw at me, I'm throwing it right back. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead ass, son. I don't play. I don't want to hear I was drunk. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear I'm toxic or blah, 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 because I could be toxic too, big. And my toxic, you're going to feel my toxic a whole lot more. You feel me? So let's not even open up Pandora's box. I'm not trying to go to jail. You ain't trying to go to jail, because another thing I know is I will get to that phone first and call 911. Like I'm not having it, dude. Like I just had to throw that shit out there. And you
Val?
mentioned something interesting too, because you had mentioned 911, and I had listened to a 911 call before. This was on TikTok. It just came up, and the dude is saying like, I'm being assaulted by my girlfriend, and the dispatcher was just like, "But you're a man, though." Boom, red flag. Really, that shit's
Absolutely.
recorded, you know. So
Yes.
I just wanted to say that straight up. Like, men,
Lawsuit.
it's a lawsuit. Men aren't, and Mr. L said it too. In a sense, men aren't allowed to have boundaries. We're
Right.
not. We're
Right.
supposed to be just handling these things, but no, we have rights to have boundaries just like females do as well. It's when we try to implement the boundaries it becomes an issue because how we try to implement the boundaries. We're too emotional. Why is our feelings all up in it? Oh, I was just playing. Oh, you're big. That hit should have never bothered you. All these
Yeah.
Right.
different excuses. But if the thing was turned around because we're supposed to be equal and all these things, it's an issue. We're going straight to jail. It don't matter what it was. We
Right.
threw something at them. They threw it first. We threw it back. Oh,
You're
you
going to
did it
jail.
worse. You're going to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucked up. And then to answer the question too, Mr. L said you got one time. Slim says equal opportunity employer. I take it as a sign of not even a sign of disrespect. It is disrespect.
Yes.
You know, Hitting me, throwing anything at me. I don't care if you tell me you love me. I see that, I'm gone because that's disrespectful. It's hard for you to come back from that. For me anyway, it's very hard to come back from that because then that puts me in a situation where I can be fearful of my life. You know,
Yes.
I'm awake right now. You're throwing these things at me. I'm awake. I don't know what you're gonna do when I'm sleeping, especially
Right.
if we're sleeping with each other. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like if we're dating and all that stuff. We don't know that. We're still trying to get to know these people. Next thing you know, you wake up. God forbid, maybe there was a noise or there was a crack in the floor when she was walking towards you. You wake your ass up. She's with a knife in your face. Like that kind of stuff. I don't even want to put anyone and anybody that's in my sessions or taking counseling for me. Never put yourself in that situation because you don't want to wake up with that in your face. You don't want to
Yeah.
deal with somebody like that at all. That's a red flag. Save yourself.
I don't even play fight with my ladies. Huh? I don't even
Nah.
play fight. Some ladies like to, oh, let's rest play fight. Nah, I don't do none of that shit, man. None of it.
Okay, so along that line, play fighting. You
Mm.
have you have some women that feel that if their man is not physical with them, like he doesn't rough them up a little bit, beat on them a little bit, that he doesn't really love them. You have women who feel that way. If
It's
you
the
were faced
majority.
with a situation of being in a relationship with someone who required for you to physically rough them up a little bit in order to prove that you love them, would you stay or would you walk away?
Only
Uh,
sexually. If it was sexually, I'd
yeah,
stay.
that's what I would. So that's what I would do. I would have a
Sexual.
conversation with her because I let her know, like, hey, sweetheart, that's not okay. First of all, like, it doesn't have to be that way. If she's still just like, if that's something that still just gets her going, I mean, I'm gonna
Yes.
say this: we can figure something out in the bedroom. But
Mm-hmm.
physically, like, yo, I need to grab you up all the time
Yes.
and snatch you up. Like, I know that there's some women who get turned on by that.
Yes.
And that's fine if it's leading into like something sexual
Yeah.
or whatever. But like to the point where it gets abusive type deal, like if you're used to being
Like she'll
abused,
provoke you so that she gets that response out of you, like
hmm
all the time, not just in the bedroom, but just all the time. Because for her, when you react and you respond, that's her way of, that's
knowing you
her
care about her,
acceptance
that's
of
a
you caring about her because you're
I
responding.
right.
I had somebody like that, yo. She was like that. The motherfucking last one, she was like that. I used to be like, yo, are you fucking insane? You must, because the only time you get checked, y'all know when we was in the mountains. I told you I almost left the ass up there, and on our way back down, you know what I mean? I remember specifically telling her, like, B, don't say nothing. Like, just stop saying nothing. Don't say nothing else for the rest from it's a 5 hour ride. Don't say shit till we don't say nothing else. You know what I mean? Because, and she responded. She actually listened and she shut the fuck up. And I was like, and then I had epiphany, like, yo, B, you like when I talk to you, like, this is what you respond to for some crazy reason. And I
Yes.
can't be like that. You know what I mean? Because that's stressful me. I'm going to have a fucking heart attack if I got to be like that all the time. Like, that is it's just mind blowing. So that was my red flag in that toxic behavior. Talking about toxicity. That's definitely toxic behavior, and that automatically, I go to what happened in your past because that could be love, for example. Maybe that's what they felt love like when their
Yes.
parents did that to them. Things of that nature. That's exactly where I go to, or the relationship where they felt the most love, the most. This is how serious this guy is for me, or whatever, whatever. So that's what they're going to keep having in their mind. Okay, so if this guy does not do this, he does not love me. I need to get this rise out of him so I can get that feeling to see if he gets there.
hmm
Then I'll know
Yeah.
that he loves me, and that's just toxic all over the board.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, something that I guess George said, like, it's a sense of security. Like, if
Hmm.
like, oh wow, he loves me this much that he'll get mad because like there's some
Yes.
women who like to test you, push your buttons, and so they want to know how mad are you gonna get. And so if you don't get this certain level of mad, you don't care
Then you
about
don't
me.
care.
Exactly, and that
Yeah.
is very toxic on both parts if that is happening because like it shouldn't have to take that. There are other ways, to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the equivalent of, well, not the equivalent because it's physical, but if you walk over to a dude and I don't like for you to flirt with other people, or you walk over to a guy and just start flirting with him to get me mad. It's something like that. Like, and to see how mad I'm gonna get if I'm gonna get jealous or this, that, or the other, just to prove to you that I care about you or like you that much that I'm gonna get jealous because you're talking to another guy now. Are you gonna react and do something to the other guy, or what are you gonna do? Because that's
Nah, that's
proven to me
dangerous,
that you
man.
it
Dangerous.
is very dangerous.
Okay. Different question on the same kind of track. Oftentimes women stay in abusive relationships, especially when they have children. As men, if you're with a woman that you had a child or children with, and she was mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive to you, would you stay for the sake of the kids?
Nah, I
What
would
I,
take the kids with me though. I
yeah,
try
I
my
would
hardest
try.
to take the
Let me
kids
take.
with me.
I don't know exactly how everything has to play out in court, but I'm gonna do everything I can to gather as much evidence to show that this is what is going on. So in order for me to take the kids, because chances are if she knows that I'm trying to leave her and she is that level of toxic, she's not going to let it go that easy or let the kids go that easy. So I would
Right.
definitely have to sacrifice some time. Like as soon as I acknowledge it, and I'm just like, I need to get out of here, but I don't want my kid in this situation because there's no telling
Mm-hmm.
what she may do to my child because that's
Mm-hmm.
my child as well. And if she resents me because I wasn't putting up with what she was doing, I just need to sacrifice myself a little bit, gather some information, evidence, whatever. Present it. Hey, here it is. I need my kid. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Instagram's back on its bullshit. It's gonna time us out. We're gonna log off and then we're gonna come back. It's gonna bump us out in like a couple of minutes. I guess they're giving me the trial and error of letting me come back on, but they're not letting me run the full time. So we're gonna disconnect and we're gonna come back and continue this conversation.
At
Okay?
least
Come
let me
back,
pick you
people.
out.
Please come
Yeah,
back.
everybody.
Everybody